All right. Let's keep this rolling here. Let's get our next performer up here. This is her first time here at Soapbox Sessions Open Mic. So let's give her a nice warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Miss Rose Nicole. Come on, Rose.
Thank you.
Hello, nice to see all of you. Down here visiting from Sacramento for the holidays because I have no family here and I don't know anyone here, so I'm just doing my part for COVID.
Yeah.
I actually started doing comedy after I turned 40 because by the time you're my age, you laugh at all your own jokes and you don't care if the audience laughs. So I basically waited till I was a narcissist. I actually used to do comedy. I actually used to tell jokes during karaoke songs because I would always select karaoke songs with a really long intro and the audience hates it. So I would tell jokes to quell them until the singing began. But then in 2020, I couldn't do karaoke anymore, so I started going to the live streams of comedians on YouTube. And I noticed pretty quickly that not only could I get the attention of the people in the chat, but I could get the attention of the comedians themselves, and they would tell my jokes and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is great, I'm going to be a comedian's comedian. But as it turns out, I'm really just a really great heckler, and I might be the world's best heckler. Because there was this one comedian who was very staunch about reform the police or abolish the police, depending on the sins of the station. And I heckled him so hard that he threatened to call the cops on me. And somehow this got my left-handed brain on a domino roll to a new idea for my bucket list. Because you see, I always accomplish my goals really quickly, and I always end up with an empty bucket list, so I thought, well, I have an idea. I know what'll ride on my bucket list for a while. I'll put date a comedian on there. Everyone knows comedians are perpetually single. But the only problem with having feelings for a comedian is you go from a hopeless romantic to someone who's just hopeless. I have a little bit of experience with that, because I did actually try to date a comedian, and he's also a surfer. But it didn't work out because he had no sense of humor, so I finally had to tell him, look, you don't like my jokes, you ain't my folks. And after we went no contact, I started surfing. Not because I thought it would win him back, but because if you can't have a man, take his sport. And his job. I actually tried to date a cop in 2020. I met him at a Black Lives Matter protest. It was going really well. He was so conscientious and open-minded that he would watch all the videos on why to abolish the police with me, and he would watch all the videos on how to reform the police, until one night he heard the phrase, all cops are bastards, ACAB. And he looked at me and he said, all cops are smarter. And I looked back at him and I said, if that were true, you would have said, all cops are brainy. And he left me. I don't have much luck dating. I know a lot of people, when they meet the one, they say they felt like they came home. But the only guy that ever made me feel like I had come home, it turned out to be a halfway house. I don't actually have a dating website because I get so many direct messages on Instagram and Twitter that I don't need a dating website to be scammed or spammed. But I recently put no DMs in my description, not because it stops people from direct messaging you, but because you can ghost them. And the reason I did this is because I got tired of hearing the same 3 questions. Are you married? Which is a legit question. Have you eaten today? And is your job stressing you out? If you're asking me if I've eaten today and if my job is stressing me out, that had better be followed up with dinner and a foot rub, or you might as well have just sent me a dick pic. So it is the holidays, and I'm spending another holiday alone, but I know a lot of people, besides thinking about love on the holidays, they're thinking about Jesus, especially Christians. But did you know that Jesus actually was not crucified? He lived a long life. It was Judas that was crucified. So you mean to tell me that this religion that has been spread and believed around the world is based on a false premise? It's starting to sound like a successful takeover by Satanists. But it does make politics make a lot more sense. Christians have a lot of fears of the devil, and so they found a reason to be scared of some of the vaccines, because apparently some of the vaccines have this bioluminescence enzyme in them called luciferase. And normal conspiracy theorists are scared of being tracked, but Christians are scared of the phrase luciferase, which actually is derived from the term Lucifer, which means light bearer, or bearer of light. Bearer of light. Live in love and light, y'all. It brings a whole new meaning to the phrase go into the light. Basically, it's but there is good news about the vaccines. They recently came out with a vegan vaccine, and I loved hearing that because you have no idea how long I've been waiting to be vaccinated against vegans. So, I came down here from Sacramento, and I really enjoyed telling some jokes to you guys, and I hope that you are able to enjoy the rest of your open mic a little better than this. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Make some noise for Rose Nicole, everybody.